Hello there, people, and welcome back to Aftershock. Last time around, we checked out DMAS13, which was Giblet Pie, or should I say Giblet Pie? Yes, I know I keep pronouncing Giblet wrong. But yeah, Giblet Pie. And it is a level that was pretty blocky and really did nothing for us whatsoever. And now on another level, DMAS13. My god, there is way too many deathmatch levels. And like I said, it's not really going to be ending anytime soon, because even though you think, like, this is the deathmatch levels, after this we have all the standalone levels. And the problem with all the standalone levels is, about 90% of it's going to be multiplayer levels. Yeah, so expect a lot of this. For a long time, yeah. This is definitely going to be like a very tedious thing I'm expecting. So, we're going to persevere and push through for completionism's sake, for the sake of curiosity, all that. Plus, we do have some single-player levels thrown into the midst, so there is stuff to check out. But the fact of the matter is, it is kind of all over the place of what exactly we'll be checking out, and a lot of it's going to be deathmatch. So, yeah. Just because we're on the final deathmatch level does not mean that we'll be escaping from whatever God's name is all these bloody deathmatch levels in a row. So I can't really say thank God we're at the end of the multiplayer we can get back to single player, because in all honesty we're not. But what we can say is at least now we have less of a guarantee of us doing multiplayer next time. The fact of the matter that at least we can kind of keep it interested with some variety now. And the fact of the matter that we also have other stuff we can be doing, all different stuff like that. At least we're technically closing up one part of the series or so. We're closing up the actual, like, official, if you want to say, levels of Aftershock, because the way it kind of works is like, the real levels of Aftershock, which consists of these 4 campaign episodes, this being the end of the 4th, the deathmatch episode, of course, Deathmatch Arena, and then you have all the standalone levels, which are pretty much that. They're all just supported standalone levels that weren't really, like, made for it, and were pretty much just ripped from online. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is stuff you can find online. There's all versions that exist in their regular format. I don't know how much they were modified for Aftershock, honestly, besides the texturing. But there is the fact of the matter that there is multi-types out there, including a regular textured and this, because of that. And so therefore we're going to be seeing a lot of levels that were existent in 1996 or so, like, you know, that little early period of time before Aftershock got released. So it'll be a nice thing for a historical value to see that little period of time, without having, like, try and dig through, like, cryptic archives, because most sites of 1996 are pretty much dead. And since QuakeSpy is dead, that pretty much means that most resources we could use to get any Quake levels are pretty much gone. Yeah, we're pretty much like digging and trying to find, and there'll be stuff, I'm sure we can find like different things, but it's definitely not going to be as consistent as, like, say, Doom World would be. So yeah, alas, we have to like bounce around and see what we find. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that today, we're here to check out DMAS13, whatever in God's name that is. I think there's a bit more inspiration to this level, so let's check out this thing, and hope to God's name it's fun. Okay, we're in Glen, Sheen. Not really sure what that means, but it's a name. And we're in some random ring. It's a ring of death. It looks like a giant freaking toilet bowl. Oh dear God. Okay, we got some cells. And some nails. Amazing. Okay, as you see here, there's a giant freaking pillar room. Well, you giant freaking pillars. Resources, and you see this is like a main hub area. It kind of goes over there, there's rooms that way, there's rooms over here. We're worried about all that's the time. There's a teleporter down here, which is pretty convenient. Oh, this teleporter exits the map, so we know how to exit the map now. Okie dokie. In the meantime, let us worry about collecting some resources. Shoot potential enemies that appear. You know, those deathmatchers. Oh! We have a random hole in the floor. Okay. We'll have to check out that. Double barreled shotgun, that helps. More resources that we don't really care about. And a totally perpetual useless dead end. Yeah. Hope you weren't expecting much. This was a totally useless dead end. Okay. What's down here? Oh look, it's a bridge with lava. That's a weird clipping noise. But yeah, there's lava here. If we drop it, we'll pretty much die instantly. I don't believe there's anything in there anyway, so therefore we shall worry about the pot shot and nail gun. Glad we picked that up. Okay, now you come up this way, you get some ammo. As you see, we're pretty much back at the giant freaking toilet bowl. Yep, that's how you get across. Ooh! I want to get over there! Like, that's a very visible thing. How do you get over there? That's definitely interesting, people. There's a nice little convenient teleporter that I want to get to. But I'm not sure how to at the moment, so we're just gonna wander around the embassy and see what happens. We have a giant freaking room filled with a bunch of stuff. Here's some cells. What does this lead to? A couple platforms I can jump to with the Thunderbolt! Hooray! Thank goodness we looked hard enough and dug deep enough and found a powerful gun. Okay, in the water we have some ammo. That works. Here's an elevator to get us out of the water. Pretty convenient, if I do say so myself. This allows for fast access back to where I just came from. Other than that, it's pretty empty down here, if you can see. Yeah, what am I saying? I'm kind of being kept obvious right now. Now, I believe this area is just like a side room that both sides connect up to the previous area we were at. So I'm just going to come down here and look at the little few resources. Look at these little pointless things. Nothing really of big value at all. And teleport through here. Oh, look! And that's how you get to the cells. We kind of bounced off and fell off immediately, but yeah. There's our cells. So that's how you get to that teleporter. Yeah. Anyway, the interesting thing is, there's a water tunnel. Which could be interesting actually, because this could explain the water toilet thing here. So you jump in the water toilet, you swim this way, and this probably is going to link out with the area we were just at. Yep. Okay, now one big problem. We still have any of the explosive guns or the super nail gun. Yes, this is a lack of many of the good interesting types of guns. So I'm definitely curious to see how it all works out. Let's see what's down doorway number 1 down here. And this way leads to a super nail gun. Hooray! That explains that gun. And the interesting thing is there's like another platform up there, like a raised platform right up there. If I'm correct, I believe you might have to rocket jump to that platform. But that means we need some type of explosives. Where might some explosives be? There's some explosives. Now how do we get down to that? There's some health. Totally useless at the moment. Down here, some cells. More useless stuff. And some of the explosive weaponry. In fact, all the explosive weaponry is pretty much in one corner. It's a deadly bridge. Don't want to risk my life for that. Anyways, you see the main area to come out is over here. You can come across and get your nice little explosives to kill anyone. And this overlooks the area we were at before with the toilet bowl. So we've pretty much gone 180, what am I saying? No, we just explored the place. 180, what am I talking about? Okay, but as you see, there's really no way up to the teleporter. I'm going to say the quad damage, unless you take damage by doing a rocket jump. And one thing of interest to note, we also don't have any armor. Yeah. So, like, we need to do something like that, but now I just kind of injured myself. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, there's no armor lying around. Interesting. You would think there'd be a bit of armor for a rocket jump, but you know, what do I know? Ah! Okay, it looks like we're going to need to do a backpedal jump. I think usually that can get me higher and farther, so we're going to need to get some health, and then we can try and do a backpedal rocket jump across the place or something. Because the short jump is not going too far with me. I thought I could go for like height, and yeah, that doesn't seem to be working. Very interesting though that there's this area that just requires like a rocket jump. That didn't work too well. Am I missing something here? Like, I could have sworn that's how I got to it. I could have sworn it wasn't like a secret passageway or something. I don't believe so. I'm the Quake Expert here, everyone. You can tell by the fact that I keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Yeah. Totally reliable, right? Now I'm almost curious if there was something and I'm forgetting about it. Like, I really believe, though, there was a rocket jump up there. I don't believe there was anything. Well, I am curious about, like... I could have sworn maybe there was armor or something, somewhere or something. Yeah, this ain't going too well. Okay! Hooray! This is what happens when you don't play through the entire level and want to make it like a more fresh playthrough. Okay, let's look to what I wrote before. Past me, save future me. I have a bunch of me's around me apparently. Let's see here. What did I say to myself about this? Curious actually to find out what exactly happened here. Is there any armor? The answer is no, there is no armor. And is the quad damage pretty much requiring a rocket jump? Yeah, pretty much just says the quad damage overlooking the corridor. As far as I see, I had to use the rocket jump to get up there. Let's see here. I had like a point where I used the quad damage, so let's see how I got it. How did I get to quad damage? Unless... Wait a minute. I think I remember, people. I didn't actually get to see him in the video. I think I remember now. I'm an idiot. Yes, but it's a little bit of a weird thing to think of. But yeah, now I remember. As soon as I saw it, I recalled instantly what exactly was the trick. It's not a rocket jump, that's right. No. What you want to do is you want to get to that teleporter over there. That's right, I rocket jumped to this platform to get you to get across. And of course we know that's false because there was a way to get to his teleporter. Where was that? That was over here, that basin. So you basically want to go to the basin, you want to go to the teleporter. You basically want to back up when you go through here, so it's like pull back. And that way now you're on the platform. Now you go through here, same thing happens, and now you're up on the platform with the quad damage. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a tricky thing, and so it's definitely something that's a little bit more of like a hidden thing, but of course, it does make sense, you know, whatnot. Should have realized there's a teleporter behind the player, and because that doesn't intentionally mean that they could teleport back to where they were before. I had to remember Quake laws and whatnot, and the fact that going through a teleport does not designate that that's the same teleport area you go back from. But yeah, as soon as I realized that there was another teleporter or so and thought about it for a second, yeah, it completely brought back my memory or so. It reminded me that there probably was something. And sure enough, yep. So yeah. Wait a minute, what am I doing here? I completely forgot that there's an exit. Oh my god, I'm completely messing up today. Yes. Hooray, look at me. I totally am messing up on everything. Yeah, let's just like try and run through this quickly. Let's see here, I'll let that stuff kind of go and I'll come down here and grab my junk. Why? Because I gotta be a completionist. Curse my completionism! This will be the death of me, people. Okay, let's see here. This... I could have just jumped across. I forgot there was nothing over here. Right at all. Whatever. It's a bit shaming that I forgot about this teleporter thing, but yeah. Guess you're not expected to remember everything, and it's just kind of a deathmatch level, so I really don't feel like the interest in actually looking around or trying to figure out a cryptic thing. It's not really that cryptic at all, but I guess the best way to say it is... Oh, for a minute I thought I saw armor. I was going to say... But yeah, anything that's like not blatantly shown could be considered cryptic, I guess. It's always some bit puzzle-based aspect if it's hidden in any sort of way. It's just becomes a matter of how cryptic is it, how concealed. Minor amount of crypticism is always good, honestly. Cryptic does not imply bad at all. I know, like, when I did my headset stream, it's so, like, Vortex was, like, defending cryptic to the grave. But cryptic does not imply something is terrible. No, I wasn't saying that. In that case it was, because it was too cryptic, it was too abstract. But you want some degree of abstractedness, or else it's pretty much just direct, straightforward, shoot everything in a linear corridor. You know, you just don't want too cryptic to a point that, you know, everything makes no sense whatsoever. And I feel it doesn't pull that here. I feel like it makes some sense. You know, it does require thinking outside the box here or so, which I do find a bit weird for a deathmatch level. Like I said, I don't really want to waste my time thinking outside the box at deathmatch level. It pretty much is a level that really I don't have much interest in doing besides just looking at. So even spend the effort to try and solve a puzzle feels pointless to me. But yeah, the whole thing here is that it's pretty much just a giant freaking map. It does stuff. Well, it's not a giant freaking map, but you know what I'm saying. No, you probably don't, because I keep saying weird things and having to conflict them. Yeah. I'm doing great today. Yeah, this was a brilliant idea to record, wasn't it? I have no idea what I'm saying. Let's drop from the back, just to defy you. Okay, so that ends that. Where do we go next? Why the intro, of course. Yeah. In case you want to do the introduction and use all the overpowered weapons you get from the last 10 like, what would it be, 12 deathmatch levels or so, since DMAS1 didn't work, but all the others did. Since 12 levels of deathmatch stuff that you just collected for free! Yay! So yeah, even if you were, like, wanted to go into, like, the first level and be ridiculously overpowered, all you'd have to do is run into the deathmatch levels or so, and you'd pretty much be set. You know, like, start from DMAS02 and start just going, and you'd pretty much be overpowered by the end. Hooray for a trick to basically get ridiculously overpowered. Yeah. But yeah, this is pretty much, as I kind of said, it has a little bit of an interesting element with the teleporter, which, you know, like I said, you could talk about and say, it's a puzzle-based element, it's something, it's cryptic. Like I said, cryptic is not bad. A little bit of not hand-holding, a little bit of mysticism definitely works. It just becomes how much of, like, the game's mechanics make sense. How much does it actually work? And in this case, I think it works pretty well. You know, even if, like, I didn't figure out in 2 seconds or so, and ended up just, like, looking it up or so. Like I said, because, like I said, it's a deathmatch level. I really didn't want to even put any effort in here. Yeah, I kind of just want to bang through this and call it done. And like I said, it's deathmatch, so it's not, like, the biggest thing I care about in the world. So yeah, sorry if, like, you didn't get to see me wander around aimlessly and look this one up. Well, figure out what to do with this, because, like I said, I just really don't see the point here. So yeah, this level pretty much is just looking at stuff and a few rooms and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, it's not it is cryptic because anything that has any type of like I don't know how to do something becomes cryptic because it's not revealed immediately. Basically the idea and definition of like cryptic is something that's hidden, something that's not visible, something that's a bit more abstract or obscure. So basically anything that basically requires any thinking or anything like that outside the bots definitely could be considered cryptic. I don't think, like I said, cryptic is bad at all, but that's basically the definition of what it kind of is and why I like call so many things cryptic, because they kind of are. But like I said, it all depends on the context, whether it's actually good or bad. A light amount is not bad at all. Like here, this works, and the reason why this works is because, one, it's actually done in official Quake levels. You can't say this is a trick that was just implemented here at all. This trick was actually thrown in like DM6. At the very least, I know it's in DM sets. I'm not sure if it's in like other levels off the top of my head. I forget like if there's like other levels whereby you do like a chain of teleporters that lead to different areas. But there is at least one example of teleporters that lead to different areas whereby you go through them. So, yeah, that's pretty important or whatnot to know that it does exist somewhere in the official game, which means it is something that at this point you should be expected to know. Because anything that's in the official game, after you finish the official game, suddenly becomes fair game. It becomes something that pretty much is expected to know because you've dealt with it before, and it's something that, like, you pretty much play the custom-based stuff after you play the official game and gotten used to it to the point that you know the official game well enough to say that you've done it. If the custom stuff is introduced in new concepts, you kind of have to expect that it teaches you those new concepts because you don't know them because you're used to the official game. Um, and depending on how it is, if it's basically trying to play with stuff that is like other things, but is a totally different mechanic, it kind of needs to give you some sort of way to figure out what you're doing. But here, it's pretty much just a direct reference to like DM sits, in my opinion. It's pretty much teleport to one, teleport to the next, teleport to the other. It's pretty easy to see what exactly happens, and if you know how teleporters work in Quake or whatnot, you pretty much know that walking through a teleport does not imply that another one's going to lead you right back. So it definitely is a pretty fair thing, in my opinion. It feels totally legitimate and is a nice thing to have. Makes it a little bit like a how do I get there type of moment with a nice little aha. Even if I kind of like wasted the aha moment, I guess. But like I said, it's deathmatch, and I kind of felt lazy. um, Hooray for taking excuses so and running with it. But yeah, that really is kind of what it became. If it was like a single player level, I would have bothered a bit more because then it'd be the idea of progression and all that fun stuff. But here it's really just get some items and get out. So yeah, really at this point it's like just fly through it so we can call it done. And say that we kind of saw it because I don't really want to be stuck in a deathmatch level for an hour or so trying to figure out how to get one thing. It really is kind of pointless. So yeah, this deathmatch level is just kind of that. It's just a level that has stuff. Um, beyond that one little area I've been talking about with that little gimmick, which is pretty nice. The level has like a few rooms. It's nothing spectacular in size, but at the same time it works. And at the same time, I don't think it like pulls off like some of the offensive stuff other maps have like been doing. Like I said, it has more than one room, so it allows for some degree of exploration. Um, and at the same time, it doesn't really feel barren. Like there are certain areas that feel barren a little bit. I don't like the main pillar area, because the back side of that feels a bit barren. It feels like there's a whole giant section back there that's just missing something. As well as in the water, it feels a bit empty. But beyond those two areas, it feels relatively like well place with stuff. It feels like there's a bit more stuff to run around. Now, am I going to say this is really good design and a good deathmatch level? I don't really think so. The two explosive weaponry are thrown really right next to each other. That's never really a good sign. I really, like I said, when you pretty much have all the explosive weaponry packed in one area, yeah, that pretty much means you have dominance over the map. Especially when you can like easily kill anyone that's kind of like spawns down in like the nail gun area, which you really don't have any reason to ever really go down there. That's pretty much just a death spot. It's not like there's a powerful power up or anything down there. The only reason you're down there is because you're just trying to desperately survive from somebody who's shooting you with a rocket launcher. So yeah, not exactly the easiest of scenarios. The teleporter definitely means that someone could easily try and go and grab the quad damage, but because of rocket jumps, that also means that someone could easily, rocket jump down up to it. So it means they'd have to drop down and climb the stairs, but it is a pretty short distance and could easily allow someone to grab the rocket launcher and then pretty much run back to the rocket launcher room, which is right around the corner from the quad damage. So yeah, pretty much the scheme here would be pretty much control, like, the quad damage, kill everyone, like, basically get to the quad damage, kill everyone, get to the rocket launcher area, get the rocket launcher, and then pretty much control that. I mean, there's no armor here or so like, splash damage is at an all-time premium, and pretty much the rocket launcher area is one of the most wide open areas, so you pretty much have dominance in that area. So yeah, it pretty much stinks if you're trying to use most of the guns here. Like I said, the super nail guns like in a dead end corridor that you're pretty much going to be killed, because everyone's going to be guarding like that area, and so anyone like trying to get out with the super nail gun is going to be like bombarded. And then you pretty much have everyone by the thunderbolts or so, which. The Thunderbolt really doesn't have much ammo for it. Like, I didn't think I saw any cells really at all in the level for it. So, even though you kind of could get a Thunderbolt, that is kind of pointless because you're lacking the ammo for it, I think. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it was a bit more cells. But as far as I saw, actually, no, there were some cells. I can't actually say that. I just didn't see, like, any big cell packs. But there are cells. It just really, at the end of the day, it probably would be drained out really, really fast, while like a rocket launcher would be able to wipe out someone with a lot of shots. So yeah, I still feel like it's a relatively weak thing or so, especially because being in one of the bigger hub rooms, it's probably going to be an area people are going to be fighting a bunch. So probably you're going to have your ammo supply whittled down or like totally dead by the time you get it. Combined with the fact that you pretty much risk yourself over like a raised area of water, yeah, it doesn't sound exactly like the best of situations for you. You might just have to rely that the rocket launcher player is kind of sticking to his one side, but if he's flying around the map, yeah, you're pretty much a goner. So yeah, pretty much this is a map where like the rocket launcher reigns supreme. It's kind of almost a lot of maps are. Really, the rocket launcher is pretty much the key thing. But the biggest thing is that, as pretty much as always, because Quake is such an unbalanced deathmatch to the point that the rocket launcher pretty much is the key gun that everyone uses, means that, the rocket launcher is pretty much, the biggest thing here, and there's only one of them. So, yeah. With that and the quad damage being pretty easy to access from that, I feel like it'd be a pretty unbalanced deathmatch level. That really is kind of the best way to kind of go about this. How are we playing deathmatch? Probably pretty terribly. But as a single, as like a look and appreciate type of level, I do have to say it looks a bit better than the last few we've been going into. It's more than one room. It has some things that we could check out and appreciate. I don't really think it did anything too offensive. It didn't really do anything to wow me either. It didn't like feel that unique or so. I guess the pillars were pretty interesting, but really at the end of the day, it's probably one of the less interesting maps in this thing. I would say it's more like just another part of the course level at this point. But it's there and it doesn't do too much offensive. So yeah, Hooray for a middle-of-the-road deathmatch level that's just kind of there for appreciating the architecture. It probably would fail totally if you actually want to play it. Yay! It doesn't work for anyone! Anyway, thank you very much all for watching. It has been the adventure, and I shall see you all when we get to something else involving Aftershock, probably. Probably next is the level editor. Yeah, that's probably the next thing I'm going to focus on is actually show you guys how to use thread. That'll be interesting. How to use thread with a guy who has no idea how to use it. Yeah, this should be very interesting to pull off. But we'll do it! We'll do it and persevere, and I shall show you how to bumble around that 3D editor and mess around horribly. But yeah, we shall persevere for your sake, my sake, and everyone else's their sake. Just to show you how bad the editor is, because I did touch it in the past and it's pretty terrible. So I'll show you guys next time, show you exactly what people suffered for our sins to make. But beyond that, yeah, we've finished up the main deathmatch levels. That's a thing. But now we just have to do all the giant freaking standalone levels, so we're not really out of the woods yet. So yeah, can't really close up Aftershock just yet, even though it's kind of technically closed up. It's a weird, like, half limbo state. Hooray! Welcome to Limbo, everyone. I hope you enjoy your stay. I sure won't. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching. It has been an adventure, and I shall see you all when I'm looking at some other random stuff. At least it isn't Doom-based stuff that tortures me to no end. So that's a plus, right? Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you all next time!